Namaste children. Another important form of energy is electricity. Because of this, our life became very comfortable and easy. We depend on the electricity for almost all activities in our day-to-day life. For example, electricity is used to glow bulbs and tubes, to heat the electric iron, to heat water, to operate refrigerator, air conditioners, and to run electric trains, to operate electric bulbs, to operate petrol pumps, to fill the fuel in the cars, buses, and trucks, and to run the computers, to operate projectors in cinema halls, to run motors and machines in the factories, etc. There are two types of electrical energy basing on how it is generating. One is static electricity and the other one is current electricity. Now, in this chapter, what we are going to learn? What is charge? What are the properties of charge? The methods of charging? What is electricity? What is electric current? What do you mean by electric field? What is potential and potential difference? Ohm's law, resistance, resistivity, electric circuit and components, current and voltage measurements, combination of resistors in series and parallel, heating effects of electricity, Joule's law, electrical energy and power, and the direction of conventional current, that is opposite to the direction of flow of charges or electrons. As we discussed the two types of electricity, that is static electricity and current electricity, in previous classes, that is in 8th class, you have studied about static electricity, that is in some natural phenomena. Whenever we rub an ebonite rod or a glass rod with fur or wool, friction is produced. Due to friction, one basic energy is formed over there in between the two objects which are undergoing the process of friction, that is heat energy. Energy is the ability to do work. So here this heat energy helps in transfer of electrons from one object to other object. That means one object loses electrons and the other object takes up those electrons or gains electrons. Because of this, these two objects will become charged. The process of transfer of electrons from one object to another object is known as electrification. The object which loses electrons, that will be considered as positively charged object, and the other one which gains the electrons, that is negatively charged object. Then as long as you won't touch that part, then the charges will be remained at that place where they are accumulated. So now the two objects are known as charged objects or electrified objects. Whenever these electrified objects are there, they will show the properties of magnetism, that is like charges repel, unlike charges attract each other. This is the principle of static electricity as well as magnetism. Like poles repel, unlike poles attract. Same way here, like charges repel, unlike charges attract each other. How can you say that the objects are electrified by the process of electrification? That means when you are rubbing two objects against each other, the transfer of charges takes place, that is electrons takes place. How can you know they are electrified or not? We will be testing with a gold leaf electroscope. What does it contain? It contains a glass jar which is evacuated and a metallic disc which is, and at the other end of this metallic rod, two thin gold leaves will be attached, and this rod will be usually made out of copper wire, and near the mouth of this bottle it will be sealed, and the metallic disc will be usually made by brass. So whenever you bring the charged object over there, the charges will be flowing through the copper wire and the gold leaves will repel, since same charges are flowing through the copper wire from the electrified object. If the repulsion is seen in between the gold leaves, then we can say that the body is electrified or charged. So gold leaf electroscope is a device which helps in detecting the charges in case of static electricity. Charge. Charge is one of the intrinsic or inherent property of matter. Like matter contains mass. The property of matter are mass and occupies space. Along with matter also possesses charge. So matter possesses charge and mass and occupies space. These are the basic properties of matter. So this charges feels force of attraction or repulsion due to excess or deficiency of electrons. It is of two types: positive charge due to electron deficiency, negative charge due to excess of electrons. The SI unit of charge is coulomb and is denoted by capital C. It is detected and measured using by a device called electroscope. Once again, charge is one of the inherent or intrinsic property of matter. Charges are of two types, namely positive charge and negative charge. Charges are added algebraically. Any charged body has charge equal to the integral multiple of electronic charge. One electron is equals to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. That is, Q is equals to plus or minus Ne, where N is the number. So Q is charge, N is the number of electrons, E is the charge on electron, and the SI unit of charge is coulomb. This Q is equals to plus or minus Ne. This is known as quantization of charge. Mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kg. What is electric charge? What are its properties? Electric charge is a physical property of matter that causes it to experience a force when placed in an electromagnetic field. There are two types of electric charges, positive and negative. Just repel. Unlike charges attract each other. Positive and negative charges are said to be opposite because an object when an equal amount of positive and negative charge has no net charge. So basically all the objects are said to be electrically neutral. That means they possess equal number of positive and negative charges. Electric charge can be conserved. Protons and neutrons are relatively fixed in the nucleus of an atom, but electrons are easily transferred from one atom to another. If an electron is transferred from one neutral atom to another, the second atom gains a negative charge and the first atom loses a negative charge, thus becoming positive. An ion is an atom that is positively or negatively charged. Charge has a natural tendency to transfer between unlike materials. Therefore, rubbing two materials together enhances the charge transfer process. When charges are transferred from one material to another, the positive charge remaining on one object is equal to the negative charge exchanged. Therefore, charge is conserved. When an object is charged, its charge is always a multiple of a fundamental unit, that is readiness to transfer electric charge from one small region to an even distribution across the entire surface is called as electric charge transfer. A material in which charges can move freely are called as electrical conductors, whereas the materials in which charges cannot move freely are known as bad conductors of electricity. Some of the materials which are known as semiconductors, that is, they are in between electrical conductors and electrical bad conductors or insulators. Superconductors are those zero electrical resistance when it or below certain temperatures. These will possess zero electric resistance. Those are called as superconductors. Charges repel and unlike charges attract each other. Repulsion is the surest test for magnetism as well as electricity. And the basic principle of like charges repel and unlike charges attract, whereas for magnetism, like poles repel and unlike poles attract each other. As mass and energy, momentum, matter are conserved, charge is also conserved. That is, the net charge of an isolated system remains constant. This is one of the fundamental law in physics. That is the reason the statement every object in the universe is electrically neutral is true according to the fundamental law in physics. An atom gains or loses free electrons and becomes charged. Ions are nothing but the electrically charged particles formed either by losing or gaining electrons. If an atom loses electrons, the number of positive charges is not equal to the number of negative charges. So, from a neutral atom, suppose one electron, if it is losing, so the number of positive charges will be 1 more than the electron. So, the neutral atom becomes positive ion. Same way, an atom which gains electron becomes excess of one electron and it is anion. So, when an atom gains electrons, it becomes negatively charged ion and it is called as anion. So, ions or charged particles can be generated either by the deficiency of electron or excess of electron. If the deficiency of electrons are there in the atom, that is loss of electron, resulting in the formation of positive ion or cation. If excess of electrons are there in an atom, then it produces anion or negatively charged ion. Can we charge the objects? So there are three methods for charging of objects: charging by friction, charging by conduction, and charging by induction. Charging by friction, in this process, the body gets charged when it is rubbed against the other body. For example, keeping sometime the hat on the head and removing when we pull the hat off, the hair stands, that it rubs against our hair. So electrons move from our hair to the hat. Now hair becomes positively charged because it is deficiency of electrons. Those electrons which are deficient in our hair goes into the hat. So hat gains the electrons, and it is in excess of electron, becomes negatively charged, so they repel each other, leading to the standing of the hair. So this is charging by friction. Next method is charging by conduction, and another is charging by induction. Charging by conduction, in this process the body gets charged by making contact, physical touch of an electrified object to the other object. And charging by induction is the process in which the body gets charged. If a electrified body or charged body brings near the uncharged body and without contact, that is in vicinity near to the object, when you are bringing, if the other body gets charged, then it is called as charged by conduction. Once again, when two objects come in contact, one object may lose electrons, the other object will gain them. How easily an object gains or loses electrons depends upon what it is made up of. This is by friction rubbing against each other. Two objects, one body loses, another body gains, and they become electrified or charged objects. Charging by conduction, an electroscope can be given a net charge by conduction. When it is touched with the charged object, the excess charges flow freely onto the electroscope and the gold leaves will move apart or repel. Now, charging by induction. In the induction process, a charged object is brought near in vicinity to the other object but not touched to a neutral body. So these charges will flow into the nearer neutral object. Neutral conductor will polarize the charge within the conductor. This is known as charging by induction. Is electricity what we are going to learn in this? So electricity is a form of energy that can be easily changed to many other forms like heat energy, mechanical energy, light energy, sound energy, and electric current. Electric current is the rate of flow of charges in unit time. It is designated by capital I, and as we know that charge is designated by Q, mathematically electric current is equals to the ratio of charge to time, that is Q by T. Since Q is equals to NE, I is equals to NE by T, where I stands for current. It is a scalar quantity. Its SI unit is coulombs per second or ampere. It is measured by a device called ammeter. Its direction is taken opposite to the flow of electrons. It flows as a result of potential difference across the two ends of the wire or conductor. What is electric current? Electric current is the flow of electrons or charges through a conductor. The device which causes the flow of electrons through a conductor is known as source or cell. Electrons flow from the negative end to the positive end of the conductor, and electric current flows from the positive end to the negative end of the conductor and this is called as conventional current. Electric current, the rate of flow of charges through a conductor or the quantity of charges flowing through a conductor in unit time is called electric current, and it is expressed as I is equals to Q by T, where I is current, Q is quantity of charge, T is time. Since Q is equals to NE, we can write I is equals to NE by T. The SI unit of electric charge is coulomb, contains 6 into 10 to the power of 18 electrons in it. The SI unit of current is called ampere. 1 ampere is the current flowing through a conductor if 1 coulomb of charge flows through it in 1 second. So 1 ampere is equals to 1 coulomb per second. Electric current is measured by ammeter. It is always connected in series in a circuit. Electricity is a flow of charges or electrons around a circuit. A circuit consists of basically three things. One is source, that is battery. Another one, electrical appliance or load or device, that is bulb, and a conductor, that is wire. Whenever the wire or the conductor is connected to the two ends of the source, then already which are present the free electrons in the metallic conductor will be organized in a single line and moves through the load, and when the circuit is completed, closed, the bulb glows. When these devices are shown with the symbols, it is called as circuit diagram. Whenever you are connecting the conductor to the two ends to the source, the end of the wire which is connected to the positive end of the source is called as positive terminal, and the end of the wire which is connected to the negative terminal of the source is called as negative terminal, and these are connected to the bulb. When the circuit is closed, then it is called as a closed circuit. When the switch is open, it is called as a open circuit. When open circuit is there, the electron flow will be from negative end of the conductor to the positive end, whereas the current flow is from positive to negative end. So this is known as conventional current flow from higher potential energy to lower potential energy. How the water flow in the rivers and generates water current, same way charges flow in the conductor and generates electric current. How the water flow from high level to low level, same way current in the conductor flows from high potential energy end to the low potential energy.